This is my first reaction video today, guys. So, yeah, we're gonna react to Democrats calling not us, but calling Republicans evil and racist. So now they just want to call Republicans evil and racist. Um, I don't like either of the parties. I don't trust the party system. I don't like the two parties. I used to like the Republican Party, but now I am neither. Now I'm not even independent. I pick and choose who I'm going to vote for, and I'm nonpartisan. But yeah, the party I hate the most is really Democrats. The most disgusting party is Democrats. They literally will try to cancel you, to destroy you, anything if you don't agree with them. Anything. They'll try anything if you don't agree with them. They call you racist, sexist, homophobe, xenophobe if you don't agree with them. They're horrible people. They're horrible human beings. Democrats. I don't really care how people feel, but yeah, to me they're horrible. That's to me that's the most worst of the two parties. Is the Democrat, and then you got the lying Republicans that will tell you they'll do something, but they'll not. They'll never fight. They never will fight. But that's how I feel about the Democrats. And let's get to the video though.
Democrats are testing out a new midterm strategy. Just call your opponents evil racist. The left taking a page out of Hillary Clinton's basket of deplorables playbook by ramping up their demonization of the GOP as a new way to court voters.
And these freaking Democrats don't never listen, man. And just because you call people idiots or stupid or dumb or deplorable, irredeemable, they're not gonna oh man, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna literally follow you. I'm like, I'm not gonna vote Republican because now you hurt my feelings, and I'm gonna vote for you Democrats. I'm gonna vote for you.
The left taking a page out of Hillary Clinton's basket of deplorables playbook by ramping up their demonization of the GOP as a new way to court voters. Longtime Democratic strategist James Carville leading the charge while saying, just ignore the woke policies his party pushes.
Our people are kind of silly. Their people actually, racism is evil. All right, misogyny is evil.
Hello, yeah, racism is evil. Who disagrees with that? Racism is evil, yes. Yes. On both, on anybody who is racist to any race, to any ethnic group, is evil. White, black, any race.
The woke policies his party pushes.
Our people are kind of silly. Their people actually, racism is evil. All right, misogyny is evil. I'm sorry. The problem the Republican Party has is they got really stupid people that vote in their primaries. And when you have...
And the thing is, this dude's wife is a Republican. I don't know if she's still a Republican, but this dude's wife is still a Republican. Was a Republican, so he's calling his own wife stupid. His own wife is stupid, or he says their voters are stupid. He calls his people, the Democrats, silly, and he calls Republicans racist, stupid, and
have that, you're going to get really stupid people demand to have really stupid leaders. And that's where the Republican Party is now.
But the smears don't stop.
That, you're going to get really stupid people demand to have really stupid leaders. And that's where the Republican Party is now.
I guess when Trump won, they had a really stupid leader. The smart leader didn't win. The smart leader that caused wars, caused suffering, caused all this bad stuff to happen to humanity is a saint and smart. Wow, dude's an idiot. Dude's a silly idiot, and partly is a racist.
When you have that, you're going to get really stupid people demand to have really stupid leaders. And that's where the Republican Party is now.
But the smears don't stop there. New York Times columnist Charles Blow writing this op-ed, Republicans are America's problem, adding that we must stop thinking it's hyperbolic to say that the Republican Party itself is now a threat.
All right, let me ask you, let me say this, and I'm not going to stop every time. If this party was full of, that was diverse, if the Republican Party was diverse and it had less whites and more blacks and browns and Chinese, Asians and all ethnic groups and less whites, were they still considered a problem? Will they be still considered racist?
To our democracy.
Dumb. They'll still call them dumb.
And former CIA Director Michael Hayden going to a brand new low after agreeing with a journalist who tweeted this garbage, labeling Republicans dangerous and nihilistic. Hayden saying, quote, "I agree, and I was the CIA director." So
straight out of the CIA's ass. You should never trust anybody that fucking worked for the CIA.
Who tweeted this garbage, labeling Republicans dangerous and nihilistic. Hayden saying, quote, "I agree, and I
don't care, dude. To me, I don't care if you are good and you're part of the CIA and or the FBI or all these three-letter agencies. If you're good, fix the agencies yourself. I don't want to hear about, oh well, we don't care about your leadership. Well, we don't care. We don't. Oh, we care about the rank and file. We care about the rank and file. No, fix it or dismantle it. You can't fix it, dismantle it. There's no point in having it.
Was the CIA director. So, Joey, first, I think we need to ban videos this close to your face. Those videos look bad on everybody. But is it really that smart for James Carville to be saying that these voters are stupid when Democrats are losing their coalition, especially among minority voters?
You know, I want to agree with James Carville that racism and misogyny to its fullest extent are evil. Which makes me wonder why James Carville is coming out of the closet as a misogynist and a racist after all these years. I mean, when you think about it, Jennifer Flowers might say that James Carville knows a thing about misogyny. Monica Lewinsky, some of the victims of Bill Clinton, who James Carville worked really hard to get elected, they might think about...
There you go, man. There's your misogyny, bro. Thank you. Thank you. You proved it. He's right there. Misogyny right there on the Democrat side. Although Bill and Hillary's they're both the problem. Both Bill and Hillary's victim. Her going after the women that accuse her husband, and then his victims. Of course.
Flowers might say that James Carville knows a thing about misogyny. Monica Lewinsky, some of the victims of Bill Clinton, who James Carville worked really hard to get elected, they might think about James Carville's words and say, that's not the GOP you're talking about. That's a legacy Democrats have.
Yeah. So, Greg, we hear a whole lot about rhetoric. And when you hear what Michael Hayden said, as the former CIA director who hunted people down with drones all over the world, you wonder...
Yeah, look, James Carville, your party is not all clean waters and there's nothing in there that's dirty. Your party is full of dirt, bro. Your party is full of crap. It needs to be sewered down. That's what Donald Trump called it, the swamp. Your party is the swamp, one of the swamps. Your party is one of the swamps that needs to be cleaned up or either destroyed or dismantled. Democrat.
Yeah. So, Greg, we hear a whole lot about rhetoric. And when you hear what Michael Hayden said, as the former CIA director who hunted people down with drones all over the world, you wonder what his thoughts are about people who are here who
this
he disagrees
isn't new.
with.
This goes back to, I would say, 2015, and now you know...
The party of nation building, the party of going into wars, the party of military-industrial complex, the party that wants to dismantle nations that don't agree with them. Of course, they don't like the party that's trying to change that. Of course, they don't like the party that is trying to get away from that. The party is changing, and they don't like it. They don't like the party changing. They used to like Republicans, like, oh, I'm gonna smack you like a little bitch, and then you're gonna have to shut your mouth up now because I'm a Democrat. And then the Republican will say, yeah, it's okay, thank you. There's no fight in them. There was no fight.
Why so many hoaxes and illegalities were condoned and even encouraged by intel experts. You can start with Russian collusion all the way to burying the laptop. If you believe X is worse than Hitler or X is worse than ISIS, why wouldn't you break the rules? Yeah. Why wouldn't you rig the election? I said that after January 6th. I said, it's like, you know, if you've been living in an atmosphere where people are saying you're evil and wrong, what do you expect? And so here's the thing. So you begin with a journalist who says that Trump supporters, Republican Party, worst thing he's ever seen, worse than all these terrorists.
If you're an existential threat to democracy, of course you're going to do that. Of course, you're going to get rid of everything. You're trying to get rid of the threat to democracy. These people never cared about democracy, but they want to get rid of their threat to their power, which they mean democracy. They switch it, say, oh, we're defending democracy. No, they're defending their power. They're defending their money grabbing. They're defending their wars, their foreign wars that we don't need to go to, but they're literally going to send your child. They don't send their child. They send your child. They're going to send my child. They're going to send everybody's child to war, and that's what they want. That's what they want.
If that's true, if he actually believes that, why won't you join Antifa? Why won't you take them out? My sense is that they really don't believe that. This is just hot take rhetoric that somehow has possessed them in their Trump derangement, hanging out on social media. Zach Weismuller of Reason, I think it's Reason magazine, had the perfect question for Hayden. If you really believe Trump and Trump supporters are worse than the people you targeted with lethal drones, then what do you recommend here, right? I mean, you got to do something worse. Maybe you should carpet bomb NASCAR, but maybe you really won't do that, Hayden, because you're a coward. Or maybe you really don't believe it. Again, it's probably just a hot take. And to your original question, we've sat here and we've endured the media and intel agents accusing anchors of Fox and Trump of incitement while they do this. Adam Kinzinger called all of us evil repeatedly, said Liz Cheney was fighting evil. Liz Cheney compared Republicans to Confederate soldiers. Hayden says we're worse than terrorists. You have lost the right to bring up incitement to anybody who is angry or upset about being accused of.
Sooner or later, it's going to be, oh, they're the Nazis. That party is the Nazi party. They already went from Confederates, which were the bad guys in court through history. They're the bad guys who's wanted slavery and stuff, even though for a fact that some of those Confederate soldiers were just fighting for their Southern pride, and majority of them didn't own slaves. They were just fighting for the South because they were in the South and they were proud of their Southern pride and everything. They didn't have slaves. But of course, you want to call them Confederates because the Confederates were defending slavery.
Being called something. Finally, I have to admit how wrong I was about the Patriot Act and the Iraq War. All those people from Glenn Greenwald to Matt Taibbi to Dave Smith to Kat Timpf, I dismissed their ominous warnings that what the government could do to Muslims, they could do to you. Yeah. And I never believed that. But I'm wrong, and so I'm eating crow.
Well,
and it tastes delicious.
Imagine a politician saying that.
Yeah.
In terms of the midterm elections, there's someone who learned a lesson when they ran for governor last fall in Virginia about.
Look, even the Republicans use names to, in their bills to make it sound like it's a good bill, like the infrastructure. Like, oh, great, who wants infrastructure? Who's good? Who wants infrastructure? Everybody wants infrastructure. That's what they name it. Look, who wants inflation to go down? Everybody wants inflation to go down. So they create the Inflation Reduction Act. You got the Patriot Act. Who's a patriot? We're all patriots. We all believe in different things, but we're all patriotic. We're all patriots. Look at everything. You look at the Recovery Act. The only thing that will not make sense is the Build Back Better. That's the only one that don't. What is it? What are you trying to build back better? But that's another video.
It tastes delicious.
Imagine a politician saying that.
Yeah. In terms of the midterm elections, there's someone who learned a lesson when they ran for governor last fall in Virginia about only focusing on Trump. Take a listen.
Zell, I was thinking, your player dumped you.
Oh, God, just kill me now.
Glenn Youngkin has been endorsed by Donald Trump 10 times. 10. He said so much of the reason why I'm running is because of Donald Trump. Trump.
We're about to kick off the fall, the midterm campaign. And I tell Democrats all the time, forget Donald Trump, just forget it.
So, Jessica, there's been a lot of focus on Donald Trump, especially with the news. What should Democrats be doing in terms of winning over voters besides calling them racist misogynists?
Democrats have been doing a pretty good job in the last month or so. If you look at the shift in the generic...
I want to hear her perspective. I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to have to hear it. I want to hear it from all sides.
Congressional ballot, we're now leading in the average. It was supposed to be a complete shellacking, people predicting up to 60 seats lost. We're in the lead. Mitch McConnell was caught in a hallway this morning, asked what he thought was going to happen with the Senate, and he said, we're probably not going to win the Senate. Much more likely that we flip the House. The reason that's happening is because of Donald Trump's candidates, people like Herschel Walker, like J.D. Vance in Ohio, who's down about 5 percentage points to Tim Ryan. This is a state that beloved Republicans. It wasn't even purple anymore. It was shifting into the reddest hue of purple that there is. So I get it. James Carville is 77 years old. He talks like he's 77 years old. He is a brilliant strategist who delivers.
I would like to say to this. I like the Trump Republicans. That's who I would love to vote for. It's the Trump Republicans, the ones that believe that American first, no foreign wars, no foreign intervention, no selling out to foreign people, no anything like that, no corruption. That's what I love, and that's what we should be voting for. We gotta wait until they debate each other. We gotta wait until they debate each other. That's the thing. Let's see if these people can debate each other.
A lot of amazing things for people on left, right, and center. Everyone loved the Clinton years, besides Jennifer Flowers and Monica Lewinsky. I'm not saying that, and I've been very clear about what Bill Clinton did there. But Americans are hearing Democrats loud and clear about the policies that we're getting passed. They like what they're hearing. And this rhetoric thing, it's unfair. I just spent, since the Dobbs decision came down, I've been called a baby killer more times than I can describe. And saying that people are dangerous, for instance, I mean, Republicans, prominent Republicans, call us socialists, call us communists. They say that the country will turn to Venezuela if we're in charge. What kind of friendly rhetoric is that?
It's not the former CIA director who's saying that.
No, it's like the governor of
But I want to get Dagan in
Yeah.
on this. Look, Dagan, Terry McAuliffe was down.
Yeah, because we know she has an issue of us saying that you're socialist, you're coming into communism, you're trying to bring in, if you're actually bringing in what you're trying to do, which is going into a third world nation, then basically that's what you're doing. That's what we feel like you're doing.
I mean, Republicans, prominent Republicans, call us socialists, call us communists. They say that the country will turn to Venezuela if we're in charge. What kind of friendly rhetoric is that?
It's not the former CIA director who's saying that.
No, it's like the governor of
But I want to get Dagan in
Yeah.
on this. Look, Dagan, Terry McAuliffe was up by 10 points on Glenn Youngkin at this very same time a year ago and ended up losing. So I think it's probably too early to say that Senate Republicans are down and out.
Right, and apparently Joe Biden's not the only Democrat with short-term memory loss, because James Carville and all of these Democrats ran in Virginia.
I don't know why these people are looking at polls anymore. That's what we saw in 2016. Should dismantle any poll. Should not look at any poll. The only one that got it 2016 right, and that was the LA Times poll in 2016. That's the only one that got it right. That's the only poll that got it right.
Was up by 10 points on Glenn Youngkin at this very same time a year ago and ended up losing. So I think it's probably too early to say that Senate Republicans are down and out.
Right, and apparently Joe Biden's not the only Democrat with short-term memory loss, because James Carville and all of these Democrats ran in Virginia on racial demagoguery, period. I have some quotes I would like to share. Here's how badly it failed in Virginia. Virginians, and home state, got Glenn Youngkin as the governor, and then Winsome Sears as the lieutenant governor, the first black woman to ever hold high office in Virginia, and Jason Mieres, the first Latino attorney general, while Glenn Youngkin and all his supporters got called white supremacists. Jonathan Capehart said this about Glenn Youngkin. Youngkin won it because Republicans decided that tap dancing with white supremacy is their way back into power. Of course, we got the little gem from Joy Reid, which I will skip. And Terry McAuliffe said in his closing weekend of that campaign, Glenn Youngkin ran a racist campaign from start to finish. Democrats got shellacked. And you know who was helping out? The Crypt Keeper himself. He sent out an email. Yeah, Wisdom from the Crypt. That could be James Carville's podcast. He sent out an email, a fundraising email in late October last year. Folks, I got to tell you the truth. I hate guys like Glenn Youngkin. He's courting right-wing extremists. And it did not work. This is desperation dumpster diving by the Democrats. It's overripe. You can smell it.
Do you remember they couldn't find a racist, so Lincoln Project had to dress him up and bring him in and pretend to be racist.
Exactly.
I wonder what happened to all those activists that pretended to be Nazis.
Right.
Where are they?
They're probably actors. There's a lot of Law and Order being filmed in New York City. They probably at least got some work. But the point is to paint all conservatives as kind of dehumanize them. Again, because you get just this insidious, amorphous blob of people.
Yep. So, guys, thank you for watching. And yeah, they use crisis actors to show off their lies in these types of situations. Show that people are racist and everything under the foot. It's crazy, dude. Crazy. Like I said, Democrats, the worst. And I think the Republican Party needs to change, and it seems like it is changing, and it has to change because I don't think anybody else can help us out. There's nobody out there in the third party that can help. All right, guys, thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.